Bills and Bengals 2, Ohio State 41 on a missed field goal. We had TCU 51, Michigan 45. You know, to me, the easiest bet on the board was going against Ohio State. And I know all the money was coming. I'm glad, again, I tell you, I'm glad I don't bet because these games, historically, the semifinal round have not been good. I think if there have been 10 of them, two of them have been good. They've been blowouts. Those were two of the best college football games we've seen, JJ, I mean, in a long bleeping time. Back to back, two thrillers.
It was great. It was shocking the fact that the defenses didn't show up. No. We knew how explosive these teams have been, but we just watched Ohio State not be that way against Michigan.
Right.
We were questioning, at least most of us, that we're not wearing a TCU shirt. Just, are they going to be able to beat that team against Michigan? And both Max Duggan and CJ Stroud put on unbelievable shows.
Love on some Max Duggan. Love on Max Duggan and CJ Stroud. Ohio State misses a field goal at the end badly. Georgia gets in 42-41. And we'll talk, Michigan fans, I know you're going to talk about the calls and the officiating, and officiating is going to be probably a theme today as well as we go through it. All right, here's what we're going to do. Like this is going to be a scatter show today. Are you cool with that? Because there's so much going on. Because there is so much great stuff going on. Because Lobo basketball is 14-0, coming off a thriller at the Arena Auditorium on Saturday afternoon, where last year Richard Pitino got the technical foul. They lost that game by 2 points, and it was so close. And then Wyoming was 22nd in the nation coming to the pit, and the Lobos beat them. Lobos go up there 22nd in the nation this time and get a terrific performance fighting through the adversity. We could talk about officiating there too. Both ways in that one now. But a gutsy win for Lobo men's basketball on the road. JJ, they're 76-75, and I know you guys probably spent a ton of time last week talking about it. They're one of two unbeatens in America. They are 14-0. They go on the road. You could tell me all about the guys who weren't there, and you're right. And if you just said Maldonado was going to foul out and Ike wasn't going to play, and they were going to lose another key cog to an injury during the game, which God, looked like he got knocked out right from the base of the skull. And they win by a point. Look, road games, if you haven't learned that road games, we're not going to play. They didn't win by enough here anymore. We did that a long time ago. You're 14-0. You went on the road and won what's typically a tough place. Not a big crowd, but you're 14-0.
For Wyoming, and the phrase is going to sound weird because of what you just said, everything went their way because they played a great basketball game to overcome all those things. With Ike being out, they know how to play that way because he hasn't played all season. But they lose Anderson in the first half. Fouls are being called both ways in that game. Their best player that was left on the floor, Hunter Maldonado, was in foul trouble, ends up fouling out of the game. And despite all that, they were a whistle away from beating the Lobos on Saturday. Wyoming played a great game. And for the Lobos, you know this is going to happen. You're going to get every team's best shot each time out because they want to be the team that beats you. They want to be the team that ends your undefeated season. And for the Lobos, they had some adversity to overcome. Morris Udeze gets in foul trouble. He's out. Josiah Alec has to step up, 15 points, 15 rebounds. Like, these are the games they're going to continue had to find ways to win, continue to figure out what works best for your team. And it is one that you go, whew, that was a heck of a win to get because Wyoming, they did not do anything wrong to lose that game.
No, in fact, I thought Donovan Dent got away with a foul at the end of the game, especially the way they were calling that game. The way, I mean, House fouls out on a it felt like an intentional foul, right, at the end of the game.
Because they wanted to foul.
Yeah, but not with him.
But not with House at the end.
Yeah, not him. And gosh, he was so good. Defensively, he had 5 steals. He had 16 points, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. And I thought the announcers on that game undercut him. They weren't even emphasizing his blocks. Like when he would make a block shot, and then there's a block, and the ball goes the other way. I'm like, are you watching what this dude's doing? Are you watching it? I thought the announcer on that game, and Richard Pitino, it's not UCLA or it's not, it's San Diego State or New Mexico or in this league. The drama, they said, the drama isn't there. Have you ever been to Albuquerque and watched some of the drama around Lobo basketball? I thought it was cute, the way the announcers were. All right, so we're going to get there, but I thought House was terrific. Just terrific. Mashburn is the glue on this team because he's the steady, he's the solid. While House is flashy and House makes it is just like his ceiling is so high. Mash is there every night. And again, 20 points for Jamal Mashburn with 1 turnover. And they only turned the ball over 11 times. So we're going to get into that because they're undefeated. But, yeah, you're right. When you've got a number before your name and a 0 at the end of the column in the L's, yeah, everybody wants to be that team on SportsCenter that knocked off one of the last undefeateds in America. Connecticut lost, so it's Purdue, and it is New Mexico as the only undefeateds left. Lobos will be in Fresno tomorrow taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs. And look, man, we're in it now. Now you're in league play. Now it ratchets up. Now it's every third day or whatever it happens to be, and now it all matters. So we're gonna go there. NFL yesterday was bonkers, and I know. Look, was there some bad games? Was there some bad play? Would you get to this point of the season where there's a little bit of what are we doing here? Okay. But when you watch what Tom Brady did yesterday, throw for 432 yards and 3 touchdowns and rediscover that he has Mike Evans on the outside, like how about that? When you watch the Giants did yesterday to not just earn their spot, but to solidify their spot and the way Daniel Jones has played. When you watch what Detroit has done and the progress they've made over the season, what Green Bay did, I think even more defensively against the Vikings, I thought was impressive. With Jacksonville, you've got teams that were buried early in the season. When I tell you Green Bay, Jacksonville, and Detroit, right, they were buried. Those weren't teams mid-season you were saying are playoff teams, and now every one of them is in a position to be a playoff team.
It's the beauty of the extra wild card. It works. We've seen it in baseball. Now we're seeing it play out in the NFL to where you have 3 8-8 teams playing for a final spot, coming back from the dead, as you said, for the Green Bay Packers. You look at the AFC with everything that's transpired with Miami Dolphins. They're on the outside looking in with quarterback injuries. Somehow, someway, Mac Jones and New England Patriots are in position with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's just finding a way to win these games. There are some big-time performances yesterday, and when you go out on a limb and you say it's time to believe in this team, and they play like that, I don't know how you can defend the Minnesota Vikings anymore.
No, you can't. You can't.
You say you love that they're 11-0 one-possession games. They're finding ways to win. That's what you have to do, because you're going to play close games in the postseason. But when they lose, it is epic.
So you can't tell me, and this is where I am with them, and I'll stand by. I'm going to call it the right call, right? I told you going in, they were the team. We always say, give me a team that didn't make the playoffs that's going to make a run this year, and that was my team. And I would call that a success. They won the division, so I win on that, right? I mean, that's a
12-4.
They're 12-4. But you can't get down 33-0. You can't get beat 41-17 and 40-3 and 24-7 and tell me that 24-7 is not bad, but 41-17 to the Packers, 40-3 to the Cowboys, and be down 33-0 and have to come back and beat the Colts, who aren't good, and tell me you're a Super Bowl contender. I'm with you. Their defense isn't good. And when they go bad offensively, they're rancid offensively. And, no, I'm with you.
You tried. Went out on a limb last week, trying to stake your claim like it's time to believe, winning close games. They'll have a chance to have the last laugh because they're going to host at least one playoff game. But the trust in the Vikings is
well, and they're going to get like the Giants or somebody, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to tell me they can't win?
Oh, they can win that game.
Sure they can.
Absolutely.
And then they'll probably, if they win next week, they'll be the 2 seed. And they'll probably they're going to get a second game at home. And that would be 49ers or something, right? And it would be the 49ers with possibly Brock Purdy, who, by the way, haven't lost yet with Brock Purdy. He's like Uncle Time reincarnated.
Well, there's
again.
still 4 teams in play
for the 1 seed.
For the 1 seed in the NFC.
That's right. All right. We'll break that down for you when we get back because it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be Philadelphia. Go through the NFC. The Eagles still have control, but the Cowboys are still alive. So who is in play for the 1 seed in the NFC, and how does it play out? 505-246-0610. I still remember it. Then I looked up just to make sure. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us. Emails are coming. Look, we're working today. Come on in and play radio with us. Steph got up early this morning. She's producing a radio show. JJ got up this morning. He's hosting a radio show. Come on in and play radio with us on the second day of the new year, because there is so much to go through, whether it's the NFL, Lobo football with their new offensive coordinator. We're going to get into that. Lobo basketball, ranked, and they're going to move up in the rank. Are they top 20 after today? When the rankings come out later today, they're top 20, right?
Yes.
Yes, they are a top 20 team. And then the college football playoff. I tell you this a lot. If you don't have something to talk about today, you're listening to the wrong format of radio. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough, find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the
All right, if you want, you can get in on Travel Nightmares, too. Oh, my goodness gracious. I know y'all went somewhere. Many of you did. You were home, right? So you didn't have commercial travel with Lubbock women's basketball over the holiday?
Had the holiday break off. They had some players that had trouble getting back, but everyone was in town for the South Carolina State game on Thursday night.
Kind of figured itself out on Friday. I was part of that meltdown. I was. Shout out to my guy Ethan and Mike and Lauren and Austin over at Enterprise and National Rental Car. We were trying to fly out on Monday. Flight got canceled, and there were no cars, and they found me a car. And we made the drive out SoCal on Tuesday. Addie and I, actually, really cool road trip stuff. Made it in 11 hours and 30 minutes, 10:45 of drive time. Yeah, halt a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was cool just listening to music and talking and hanging out with my little girl. And it was actually really, really cool. The weather was good. And then flew back on Friday. And so I got lucky. But, man, oh, man, I've heard a million nightmares of traveling and all that stuff. And I hope everybody made it wherever it is you need to make it. And you got back and you're safe, and patience. And because, yuck, man. Yuck. It was rough out there. And I know people trying to drive back. My daughter's on her way back now, man, with her mom, and it's not good. So hopefully everybody took it slow, made it, and here we are in 2023. Gopher said starting 2023 right with Hamma. Jeff, did I hear you right? Hamma makes OD a must-listen show. Say hello to Gopher.
Hello, Gopher.
See? Feel better? Omar says the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Redskins, he called them, senior night at RFK Stadium. If those things don't get you excited, Jeff, you don't have a pulse. Washington coach will run down the ramp in a cherry blazer, beating NFL's $8 billion franchise. Their Super Bowl can save their season. All right, not really. Their season's over because he played Carson Wentz. Will you explain? Like and this is this sentiment I saw over and over on the social media this weekend. And typically, if I see a sentiment over and over, JJ, I don't agree with it. But this one I firmly do. Everybody loves Ron Rivera. I like Ron Rivera a lot. For the life of me, with the season on the line, and I get it, Tyler Heineke had not been playing well. They hadn't won. But you're going to go and dust Carson Wentz off the shelf with your season on the line and throw him out there?
It was a bad decision.
Really bad.
Because coming off playing San Francisco, you were not that good. Washington. So why you're benching your quarterback after that game? What Jarrett Stidham did yesterday for the Raiders was a crazy good performance for him and that team. Yeah. But to overreact to a game after playing the best defense in the NFL wasn't a good move. And Browns linebacker Reggie Ragland said this after the game. He said, quote, "If you know football, you know Wentz has a slow release. And you know Heineke gets the ball out fast. Yeah. Like some of the guys I know on the team, they would have preferred Heineke because they know he gets the ball out. You can see it on film, too. They play different with each quarterback.
And they play different, meaning in this situation, I think they play better with one, obviously. It's with Heineke. And I don't know where Carson Wentz has a job next year. I guess if you're going to look around the league and show me some backups, he's not a starting quarterback in this league anymore. Right?
He's not a starting quarterback. And I know there's a lot of guys you look at and you go, oh, man, he can't play the quarterback position. Do you realize that this season, only 11 teams have had one guy play every single game at quarterback position?
Two of them have started 4 quarterbacks.
So you have to figure out if you can get something out of a Baker Mayfield, if you can get something out of a Carson Wentz.
How many teams did you tell me?
Survive.
How many teams?
11.
Have played one quarterback?
I played one quarterback each game this season.
Well, I would have thought the number would be smaller than that. So it would be Seattle and Geno, Tommy, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, I would guess, Kirk Cousins, right? Did Daniel Jones play them all?
Yes.
All right, Daniel Jones. Herbert's played them all. He didn't miss any, right? Mahomes didn't miss any. That's 8. Trevor Lawrence, right?
Allen and Burrow.
Allen and Burrow. Yeah, I guess 11. I would have thought the number would be, so that's a third, more or less. Wow. I honestly would have thought the number would be less. So the Rams have started 4. Somebody else started 4. That's crazy to me. So to me, that's the worst decision next to my fantasy football team. It was Ron Rivera starting Carson Wentz. All right, can we go down this? So I don't know what I think was the greatest performance in the NFL this weekend, or at least the biggest game. I was thinking of winners and losers. I can't even do them today, because when you get to this point of the season, the biggest losers are the ones that fell out of the playoffs: the Jets, the Commanders, those kinds of teams, right? That had a win and fell out of the playoffs. And the biggest winners are the ones that put themselves in position. It would be, the Steelers, Packers, Lions, Jaguars, Giants, right? There's a ton of them. I almost want to tell you, while I sit here and look at what Brock Purdy did yesterday, what I think that Tommy did yesterday, go for 432 and 3, which was tremendous, and they barely won the football game. Can I love on Kenny Pickett for a minute?
Yes, because it's back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Big victories for the rookie quarterback.
Coming from behind in his last possession. Kenny Pickett, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, who's playing for the Steelers, threw for 168 yards and a touchdown. Not great numbers. There was no offense in that game. As they told you last night, Collinsworth and Mike Tirico told you, every time these teams play, it's a team-to-team game, right? Something team to something team. But Kenny Pickett found a way at the end. And Baltimore's got to figure things out. You sit there and think, oh, Baltimore can do something in the playoffs. Can they? I don't know how good I think their defense is.
If Lamar Jackson is there.
And Lamar hadn't been great. If you remember the last month
before
he got hurt. He wasn't great. They're 10-6. Now they're in the playoffs. But the Steelers are 8-8 and sitting there. So I told you before we went to the break, we get you up to date on the NFC and who's in line for the number 1 seed. For the Eagles, it's easy. If they win, they are in. They close out at home against the New York Football Giants. Now, I don't know what the Giants have to play for other than positioning in the wild card. Okay, the Giants are in. The Giants cannot really move into a situation where they get a home game. The Giants are a wild card team. They are 9-6. Most likely going to play San Francisco? No, Minnesota. San Francisco, Minnesota. That's where they're going to go. Yeah, right.
Or Philadelphia.
Or then there's the Philadelphia thing. Eagles win, they're in. So do they play Jalen Hurts or not? We've been playing this game the last 2 weeks. I think we all agreed they should not have played him the last 2 weeks. Now it's all on the line. Now you get the bye if you win. If they do not win, the Cowboys are sitting there at 12-4. If they beat the Commanders, they've got an opportunity. Also in play for the number 1 seed in the NFC are San Francisco and Minnesota. If Minnesota gets the 1 seed, man, we all got to go home. Honestly. I mean, do we have an argument who's not the best team of those 4?
No, we don't right now.
Right? It's Minnesota. All we know for sure in the NFC is Tampa Bay is the 4 seed. We know that, right? We know the Giants are in the playoffs. And we know that you've got the Packers, the Vikings, and the Seahawks battling for that last wild card. Right? That's what we know. All right. Eagles are going to win this, right? They got to win. They bring back Hurts. They beat the Giants. They get the 1 seed, right?
Yes. Jalen Hurts is that dude. He's not just a system quarterback. He opens up everything for that team, not just in the passing game, but the run game, which was non-existent yesterday against the New Orleans Saints. You had to give him as much time as you could. You used up all your mulligans to get to this
Seriously,
point.
no, you have none left.
And now you're win to solidify that 1 seed to get yourself that extra week, and Jalen Hurts better be ready to go.
No, he's got to go. Best performance by backup quarterback yesterday, was it Jared Stidham in a losing effort?
Yeah.
Right?
Or Brock Purdy in a winning effort.
Well, is he a backup quarterback? I guess he's still a backup
is.
quarterback now, right? I mean, he's still the back. I mean, he's your latest Uncle Time, isn't he?
And that's just a credit to how good the 49ers are, where we're more concerned about Kirk Cousins. We're more concerned about Dak Prescott and his interceptions than
Jalen Hurts,
Mr. Irrelevant, quarterbacking the 49ers.
Yeah, we're worried about Jalen Hurts. I mean, if you'd have said to me, who's a better backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew or Brock Purdy? This was easy, right? 100% easy. Now, if I ask you, who's a better backup quarterback, Brock Purdy or Gardner Minshew? Gardner Minshew just went 0-2 with the team that had lost once all year. Brock Purdy hadn't lost yet, and you didn't know who the hell Brock Purdy was. Well, you did, because, well, you're you. But, I mean, seriously, the last guy, Steph, he was the very last guy drafted. The very final last pick. They call that Mr. Irrelevant. They throw like a parade for Mr. Irrelevant. The last guy picked in the 7th round of the draft, the NFL. When you're all like, all right, whatever, can we just get this thing wrapped up? And the final pick of the draft, San Francisco 49ers select quarterback Brock Purdy out of where? Iowa State?
Yep.
Right? And everybody's like, okay, good, the draft's done. And now Brock Purdy is their third quarterback because Trey Lance got hurt and James Garoppolo got hurt. And they got to, well, all right, we got Brock Purdy. Well, he's been pretty damn good. And Purdy hadn't lost a game yet, and he sure looks Purdy. You got Purdy now. Yep. Undefeated. Brock freaking Purdy. That's right. All right, come on. I got emails from you, 505-246-0610. I'll open up the text line as well, 505-246-0610. We call it the 377 Brewery Hotline. You can send emails, Jeff, at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Your Lobos are undefeated. They'll be ranked top 20 by this afternoon. Georgia beat Ohio State 42-41 in the Sugar Bowl. TCU 51-45 over Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl. Bowls have been good. Like, bowls have been good. Like, almost all of them have been really, really good. You get 4 more today. It's a new year. So, like, today's New Year's Day, like the holiday, even though, you know, some of us are working. It's the 2nd, I know. But you get the Rose Bowl. Whenever the Rose Bowl's on, it's New Year's Day. You know what I mean? Will the rain clear out? I think it rained all day in Southern California yesterday. Watch. Rain will clear out perfectly, and Pasadena will look like it always does. Right?
Gorgeous.
Look perfect and pristine. New year. What are you doing? New goals? New resolutions? Taking care of you? Feeling better? Looking better? Get a hold of New Mail. Guys, you're thinking about it for a while. Maybe you're dealing with hair loss, thinning hair. Men and ladies can call New Mail. They utilize state-of-the-art, clinically proven ways to regrow hair. They have professionals who will walk you through the options, and then you choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle. This will stop hair loss and regrow your hair. They offer you an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, which is proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week. There is no linear scarring. Men and ladies, give New Mail a call if you have thinning hair. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at newmail, NUMALE.com. Treat yourself this new year. Look better and feel better. New Mail's number, 505-652-1688 or online at newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke.
A couple of people I know were going to the game and not all that fired up. They were sure that game was Sunday. And then the Titans and Jaguars will also be on Saturday this week. All right, 505-246-0610. Good morning to you. Glad you're here. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ. Steph's in for A. Marie this morning on the federal holiday for New Year's Day. Right? I mean, is it a federal? It is a federal holiday, right?
I have no
so. I think I think everything's closed down.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's trash service today, though. All right. What was the biggest moment for you in the NFL yesterday?
Oh, biggest moment. Tom Brady's performance stands out because you just keep giving that dude an opportunity to come back from the dead, and he'll do it. To have the best game of the season, to clinch the division, was big time because that was an offense that was doing nothing until teams were giving him the opportunity on a final drive to win a couple of those games in the Saints and the Cardinals. And also Aaron Rodgers. We were talking about Jordan Love playing football games to end the season. That you have to bench Aaron Rodgers to find out what you have in Jordan Love.
Because it was over.
And all the Packers have to do is beat the Lions, and they'll be in the playoffs.
Because it was over, right?
Relax.
It's kind of crazy. There's three really hot teams right now. Probably a few more than that. But I think of the Niners because there's more than that. The Bills are hot too right now. Let's see what happens. The Niners have won 9 in a row. Bills have won 6 in a row. The Bengals have won 7 in a row. You get those two tonight. And then I'm looking at the Packers and the Lions. And they're going to play for a playoff spot essentially, depending on what Seattle does for the Lions. The game is in Green Bay. You trust Aaron Rodgers or Jared Goff, and obviously I think the answer is Aaron Rodgers. But I'm not sure this is a layup game.
Not a layup game because the Lions, the way they've played in the second half of the season, they're so explosive offensively. But a game changer for the Packers has been the defense.
Goodness gracious.
Back-to-back games, creating 4 turnovers. That was against the Dolphins, and it was against the Vikings.
So, I'm looking at the the Lions offense. Going backwards, they scored 41 this week. They scored 23 in the loss. How did they lose to the Panthers? 20 to beat the Jets, 34 to beat the Vikings, 40 to beat the Jaguars, 25 in a loss to the Bills, 31 to beat the Giants, 31 to beat the Bears. Now they played the Packers at home in that 15-9 game, a weird game. Before that, they scored 27 to the Dolphins. Like, they score points, man. Has Jared Goff earned an extension? I'm not telling you $50 million a year, guy.
I think we're looking at two guys, in Jared Goff and Daniel Jones, that you're not going to break the bank for an extension because that wouldn't make sense. But worst case scenario for them is they're going to be playing on a franchise tag, making a lot of money next season if they can't work out a deal that kind of makes sense for where they are. I think the one thing that will be interesting for the Lions, based on the draft capital that they're going to have, is you have to look at who's there. Like, if it is C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, like, you do have to do your due diligence
one of those guys
there.
is going to be there, probably.
But if you just decide to invest in that front seven, in that offensive line, that is a good place to be in, because Jared Goff shows you, hey, I've done this before in LA. You put a good enough team around me, we can win at a high level. We can win in the playoffs. I can do that. So I think they're in a really good position, because right now, to me, coming off this weekend, it's a toss-up for me. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, QB1. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Okay. Right now, the Lions draft 6th. They have the Rams pick at 6th. If the Rams lose, the Colts win, they move up. I mean, they're in a pretty good spot. They're in a really good spot. Then they get the 17th pick. Wow. 5th and 17th.
Yeah. Because if you stick with Goff and just continue to add talent to the roster.
Well, is Goff's contract up this year? Because what would Jared Goff be? If you said, all right, I want to extend Jared Goff for, you're not going 5 years, 8 years. Well, let's say you said 3 years.
I think he's still actually.
I think there's another year on there, right?
So that's perfect for them. Perfect situation.
What would another? But let's say you want to extend him for 3. He's not a $45, $50 million quarterback, and I don't think he thinks he is, and he already got paid once. And Steph, bear with me because this is a bargain. But if you paid him $35 million a year and bargain quarterbacked him, because that's a bargain for a starting quarterback, is that fair for both sides? 32, 30, something in that area? And if you're him, you jump at it, right? Because a year ago, you were almost on the scrap.
You were the throw-in to get Matthew Stafford.
Right. They gave away their number 1 picks so Detroit would take your ass. Like really, that's what they did. We'll take Matthew Stafford. And the Lions are like, fine, we want your picks. All right, we'll take that quarterback. So we got someone to plug in for a year. And now he's got him on the precipice of the playoffs. He's had a pretty good year. Like, what's he worth if you were going to extend him for a couple of years?
I think what you laid out makes a lot of sense. And it's one that Detroit doesn't have to be in a hurry.
That's right.
To extend him. And if you're Jared Goff, you know that you can win on this with the Detroit Lions. You've done this before.
Crazy.
What they're building, like, you can have Jared Goff games, but still best case scenario is you add 2 more first-round picks. Whether it's another pass rusher because you just got Adrian Hutchinson, maybe you find another cornerback, and you can be feeling really good about yourself going into next year for the Lions.
You could go double up if you think Jared Goff's your guy for the next 3 years. You could double up on defense because you are tremendous offensively, right? You could find another receiver. Look, Amon-Ra St. Brown has become. I mean, I'm not going to tell you like one of the most dynamic, right? He's not Pickens or what, but
well,
look
at
his
number 1
numbers.
wide receiver.
Look at his numbers. Yes,
you can trust him. They traded T.J. Hawkinson and just and all that they've done is, I had this down. They have 12 passing touchdowns to tight ends this season, and they traded their best tight end.
They've turned DJ Chark into a pretty serviceable guy. Khalif Raymond's been good for them.
They have a first-round pick from last year.
Who barely played in Jamison Williams. Yeah.
A wide receiver.
Yeah.
They're in a really good position.
Yeah, I think if you believe in Jared Goff, if you believe that he is your guy, and you might even, if you believe that much in him, you might be able to get 2 more first rounds. You could trade that 6 and turn it into like an 8 and a player. You know what I mean? If somebody really wants a quarterback, you could really bulk up your defense if you believe in Jared Goff. And I'm going to sit here and ask you why you wouldn't believe in Jared Goff after the numbers he's put up this year. Now, he can go out and he can go urinate down his leg on Sunday in Green Bay, and we could have a totally different conversation, right? They could fall out of the playoffs. If he's horrible on Sunday in a game that's all on the line, if he's horrible on Sunday, we can sit here next Monday and have a different conversation, right?
Absolutely.
Well, they got to go get C.J. Stroud. Okay. But after the way he's played this year, if I'm sitting in their strategy room, I'm going, you know what?
It's not a must-have.
I agree with you.
At the quarterback position.
But you know what is a must? They got to be able to stop someone throwing the football. They could use another edge rusher. Aiden Hutchinson's been really good. They could use another one. They need somebody who can cover a number 1 wide receiver. You tell me you're going to put another edge rusher on that team and a lockdown corner with that offense that they've got. You get DeAndre Swift healthy. Jamal Williams has been great. They've got really good receivers. Hell, I'm taking that all freaking day. Aren't you?
Yes. And it's a really good position to be in because you have an effective, efficient quarterback. You don't have to break the bank to trade for one. You don't have to overpay for one in the offseason. You can continue to develop this team. And even if you go into next year and it's the same situation, maybe they're 9-7 on the cusp again, then you can go, all right, we've invested a ton in this roster. Jared, thank you very much. We'll take our chance.
That's right. And you know what? You still keep him around, and because I'm going to tell you, and when we get back, I'll explain why. I'm wondering if the days of overpaying quarterbacks, and this really comes down, we'll have the Lamar Jackson conversation. Are teams going to shy away? Is it going the way of the running back? Because you show me how many of these big, blown-up contracts for quarterbacks have worked. Oh, you show me one. I know you show me one. I got one too. And I'll show you a bunch that haven't. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. When temperatures drop, COVID...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
Shutting down Justin Jefferson. One reception, 15 yards, yeah.
Whew. They backed it up.
Yeah, they did.
Jay Alexander talking a big game before the weekend.
They were good.
Saying week one was a fluke, and my goodness, Packers defense did their job.
They're really, really good. It also says a lot of this has to do with we lost 2 offensive linemen. The first series are center and tackle. The Vikings. That's football, man. Show me a team that's got a full offensive line.
I feel like
Maybe
the
Eagles?
healthiest offensive line is going to be what carries the team
the Eagles?
furthest issue. No, because Lane Johnson's out.
They're down 1, though, right? Like, I'm thinking, who isn't down multiple offensive line? Who?
Maybe the Bills? I'm trying to think because I know that the Bengals, the stories that, are they calling up Andrew Whitworth?
Yeah.
Come out of the Amazon Prime booth and play a few
Take off
snaps
his
for
hoodie
them.
underneath his sports coat.
Cowboys just lost their center on Thursday Night Football.
Everybody.
Like, the health of the offensive line could be what decides who's able to go on a run in the postseason. And you're seeing that there's not a lot of them because you need 5 of them to start. And you have so many teams going to center 3, right guard 3 on the season. But the investment in the offensive line and the backup quarterback position is how you survive an NFL season.
You and I had this conversation week 2, week 3. It was about offensive lines. Whose offensive line is good? Everybody said, well, our offensive line's beat up. Everybody's is. And it was in week 3. Jess, Happy New Year. How you living?
Oh, I'm living a lot better, Jeffrey.
I'll bet you are. I'll bet you are as a Packer fan. Yeah, you are. What a turn to do. So, were you on the bench, Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love train a few weeks ago?
not into that. I've already seen what I need to see from Jordan Love, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think if something was there, it would have. I don't know. Look at Geno Smith.
Right.
Say something, and then how foolish do we look? No, I was never on that camp, but I felt like they were going to have to get lucky. Everything rolled their way in the last month. So, and thanks. As soon as I heard Ron Rivera say he was starting Carson Wentz, what a nice guy. I'm telling you. I mean, that's when I knew the Packers got a chance, man. Carson's going to throw a couple, and so that really. How do you bench Heineke kid, man? That's the only reason they're in that position was because of him.
100% right. Right, and you're throwing
Just
Carson
rough.
Wentz up there. And there's a story out this morning that says Rivera did not know that they could be knocked out of contention. So there's a story that talks about in the post-game.
He had a weird reaction to it.
Yeah, there was a question in the post-game press conference where a reporter said, if you guys are eliminated by what happens at 4 o'clock, is Sam Howell, quarterback, a consideration? And he's like, we could be eliminated? Yeah, coach. Yeah, if things go, Packers win, you're out. And it seemed like he didn't even know that they could be eliminated this week.
Was it Cam Newton that forgot how the overtime worked?
Yeah, he didn't know you could. No, it was Donovan McNabb. It was Donovan McNabb.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't remember that
Donovan
you could have a
McNabb.
tie. Yeah.
That reminded me of when you said, what do you mean? We're eliminated.
You could have a tie? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to think Ron was a good coach.
Tell you what.
But putting Carson Wentz, just mind-boggling. What an amazing season it's been. Just everything that's happened.
I agree.
And it's fallen just the way it should for Green Bay fans. I didn't look at the schedule. Playing Sunday night.
Let me see. They just put it out for next week.
I think it's the Lions.
So it is the Lions.
I don't think they had a chance to get flex since their winner get in, but there's a couple other teams that.
Yeah, so they moved
that
the
scenario could
Chiefs
happen.
and Raiders to Saturday, and then the Saturday afternoon. In fact, so it'll be I'm speaking in our time. So the NFL just announced next week's schedule: Chiefs and Raiders at 2:30 in Vegas next Saturday afternoon. The Saturday night game will be the Titans and Jaguars, and then the Sunday night game. But they don't have times on all these yet. At least where I'm looking. Do you see times yet, JJ? I don't see times. As soon as I see them, Jess, I'll let you know. Yeah, as soon as I see times.
Interesting. So I would think that that would get flexed into the Sunday night. But just the way it's fallen, and then just real quickly on the Lobos, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It feels like back in the day. And but like you said, and JJ were talking about, you're going to get everybody's best every single night. Everybody's going to come at you. Let's see how long they can handle the pressure. And Patino's getting it done. You know what? Next contract, Jeff, we're going to have to pay that guy before he leaves, and we're back down to zero, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't want to have this conversation yet, but yeah, you better worry about what happens this coming March when jobs open. I'm just saying.
Oh, he's going to leave, Jeffrey. I already feel it.
Yeah, I'll see you, Jess.
Happy New Year, though.
Happy New Year. I'm looking at the mock draft. One mock draft. I just found a mock draft. Remember what we were talking about? The Lions? What'd I say? They need
Cornerback?
an edge in a corner?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at a first mock draft I see. 6th pick, it's got a Miles Murphy, the edge rusher out of Clemson. And with 17, they go cornerback Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. And now, look, it's just a mock draft. Who knows? It's got Will Lewis going right before them to the Colts. All right, we can talk a little basketball because you should be bonkers over this. And it looks like they're going to sell out next weekend against Fresno State. You should be going nuts over this. Little basketball's fun.
Saturday. UNLV.
Yeah. What I say?
There's they play Fresno State Tuesday.
Yeah, that's sorry. Yeah,
I think we're getting into almost
Yeah, they're like
under 100
hundreds.
tickets
Yeah.
left.
It's the opening drive. Steph's in for A. Marie. It's me and JJ. Happy New Year. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Young. Here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudahl with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first.
Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Bardella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
A perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Buried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
Look how quick this shot. They got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition 3 is up, and it's hit at the buzzer by Ian Koenigsberg. Picture perfect execution. Ball it in the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Sartans are on the break. Kalb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Kalb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Kalb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually have. Oh, great.
H.A. Rivera. I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that has turned up. They force another turnover. Kalb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Kalb puts it down. Brian Kalb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services.
Good stuff. Lobos undefeated. They'll be a top 20 team, I believe, here within hours after winning 76-75 in Wyoming. Back at it tomorrow over on News Radio KKOB. They'll be in Fresno, back home on Saturday in the pit against UNLV. Probably the first sellout, JJ, since 2015? Is that what it was? Something along those lines is what we're looking at. Lobo basketball's got you excited, and it should. It's a fun feel. Remember, there was not long ago, the conversation was, no, Jeff, the Lobo fan base, the basketball fan, they're just dying off. The people don't care anymore. People don't care anymore. And now I'm watching that place fill up every night and come back to life. And as I told you after the Iona game, and I know you felt it again last week against Colorado State, there's a familiarity to that place. You walk in there, you come down the ramp, and it's like, oh, I remember what this used to be. You remember? And I'm not sure all the Lobo basketball fans have died. I think they just needed to be awakened by a product that really, really whet their appetite, and they've got it.
Yeah, you are always going to have your core fans. But sports, there's a huge fair weather element to it. And it's not that it's bad or you're less than or you're not a good fan. No, that's just life. If you want to invest in something, there has to be a reason to invest in. And that's especially true with collegiate sports. And then we see it happening right here. The fans are there. You give them something to go to and they will show up. This community does that. It's not a bad thing. It's a reality of sport, and it's okay. And you're seeing that right now for Lobo basketball.
When they're coming out in big numbers. So we can talk global basketball. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Steph's in for A. Marie today. Adrian's working. We're on ProView Networks. Adrian, Merry New Year to you as well. You can find us on Comcast Channel 26, on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM. All right, we're going to go to phones here in a second. I want to hit you with one other thing. We're talking about quarterback contracts. And Lamar Jackson's up, and the franchise tag, I think, is where that's going to go. Because I don't think Baltimore is going to break the bank on a Deshaun Watson guaranteed multi-year $50 million contract per year for a guy who's missed the last 4 weeks of the last 2 years and was good but not great. And as I look around the league and I look at some of these, and Russell Wilson's the glaring one, but you start looking and saying, okay, Kyler Murray just broke the bank. What did they do? They're a 4-win team. Russell Wilson broke the bank. They're a bad football team. Yeah, it worked for Patrick Mahomes because he's Patrick freaking Mahomes, and it'll probably work for Josh Allen. But I don't know, as desperate as teams are for that position, I think ownership, general managers are going to start to get scared away a little bit from going to these gigantic guaranteed, this Deshaun Watson kind of deal. Now, Jalen Hurts is going to come up. Dak Prescott got it. Has he been worth it? But we can have this conversation. They're battling for the number 1 seed. But I think, remember how running backs were getting paid for a while, and then as soon as they got paid, they declined? Now, I don't think it's that drastic, but I think ownership is going to be a lot more cautious over the next X number of years, giving out those contracts, watching what's happened.
You have to be. It's, as you said, understanding the market, but taking the pulse of what these teams are doing to be competitive. It's a no-brainer. As you said, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, even like Justin Herbert, I'll throw them there. Like dudes that are going to get paid, and you deal with it. But then the rest of them,
Stafford, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, no.
There's talent there to warrant it. But then you have to look at the bigger picture because some of those quarterbacks aren't as good as, say, the ones we're talking about that can overcome some of the warts that are going to be there with the salary.
So does the market correct itself at that point, or do you have to correct the market?
It's going to be a battle because if you're players, you should
pay me.
Continue to keep pushing for more guaranteed
100%.
money in your contract because that helps you, that helps everyone else.
Well, it doesn't help everybody else because now what's around you? If you're eating up $50 million of your cap.
Well, I mean, to the other players trying to get contracts.
Yeah, but it doesn't help the team.
"Quote unquote" good. Yeah, and that's the battle. And Deshaun Watson, that fully guaranteed contract. To your point, is other franchises might correct that themselves because you're going to be in this battle, going, hey. Yeah, we want you to be our quarterback, but we're not giving you a fully guaranteed contract.
Do we get to pass judgment on him yet, or is this just like a redshirt year for him?
All right,
because he's been the definition of marginal, right? So because he missed the first 11 and he came into a situation where they were already pretty much out, and he's been so pedestrian that you don't even talk about him. So next year's he got paid all that money this year.
3 straight touchdown drives in the second half yesterday.
Actually, he got nothing. He got $1 million and minus 11 games of it, right? He got paid nothing this year, basically.
You're getting what you're paying for this year in Deshaun Watson.
And you're getting pedestrian. Hello, Edward. Happy New Year.
Well, hey, Merry New Year. It's good to hear your guys' voices. Steph Cat, nice to hear your voice. Let's go a little rapid fire here because I know there's a cornucopia of topics this morning. By the way, how is Cheesecake Factory and Hooters, Jeff? Everything go well in California?
Always excellent. Yeah, always excellent. Yeah.
That's awesome. Consistently excellent. Yeah. Hey, let's start with UNM basketball. I'm so proud of this organization, and even my son traverses down to the pit and goes to the games and bought himself a sweatshirt. So JJ's right. If you put out a good product, you bought a sweatshirt, man. I'm like, what are you doing? So if you put out a good product, the people will come. And I think they're gonna build a lot of momentum this year. So that's awesome. The BCS, I'm a big Harbaugh fan. I think he belongs in the NFL. I think this was his best chance. Who knows what's going to happen in the next few years? We used to say, well, they're just kids. They're not professionals. The 2 pick sixes by McCarthy, one of them was inexcusable, right? And he's a 19-year-old young man, but he is getting paid $250,000, and driving a $130,000 car around campus.
Good living.
So you have to deliver in the biggest moments. By the way, did you know that Quinn Ewers, the Ohio State quarterback,
Bryce Young,
he has $1.4 million NIL deal, and he drives a very Crusher-esque G-Wagon, Mercedes G-Wagon, $200,000 car. So they are professionals, and they get paid, and you got to execute. So Michigan, they should have won that game by 10 to 17 points. But credit to TCU for delivering, and they're probably going to get smacked. So be it. The NFL, you know what would be glorious? If Rodgers gets it and plays the Dallas Cowboys, that would be glorious, and I'm kind of rooting for it. Thomas Edward Brady playing with his third left tackle and his third center, and 9 offensive linemen have gotten hurt this year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And their idiot coach, Bowles, is like, we need to run the ball more. You know why they won yesterday? Because they abandoned the run and just threw it downfield. Yeah. And that should be their strategy in the playoffs. Go 4 wide and freaking go tempo offense and throw the ball. Your last topic briefly, with the quarterback contracts, you're speaking my language, Jeff and JJ. I think it is organizational suicide to give a 5-year contract to your quarterback.
Unless you got that guy, right? But, unless you got that guy. And if you have to have the conversation, is he that guy, then he probably isn't. And that guy's Mahomes. That guy's probably Herbert.
Yep.
That guy's Allen. After that, man, I don't know that guy's Deshaun Watson. He might be Jalen Hurts. I'm not convinced he's Lamar Jackson.
Sure. Think about this real quick. In the last 3 years, Burrows, Herbert, Allen's a few more than 3 years, and Lawrence. Those are 3 of your top 6 quarterbacks, and there's more guys coming. There's more guys coming in the league. And so if you sequester your organization to a guy like Dak, you'd have other guys coming in. So I think the market is going to reset itself. But what a great weekend. What a great weekend of sports. And I thoroughly enjoyed all the football, and Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year. So I don't think there's an absolute on this, JJ. Dak is such the perfect example of this because he's really good. How hard is it to find a quarterback? And you can argue this either way, right? You can argue this either way. You can tell me, well, look, I mean, the Chicago Bears have been looking for a quarterback for 4 freaking decades, 5 decades. They had Jim McMahon for a minute, but was he that good, right? You can tell me the Jets have been looking for one since Joe Namath, right?
Yeah.
And then you can tell me, well, the Packers find one every 15 years. They find a franchise guy. It's not that damn hard if you do it the right way. The Niners, no matter who the hell they throw out there, seems to be a franchise guy, right? How hard is it? To his point, this class coming up is supposed to be a great class. Well, I don't know. That Josh Rosen class and Sam Darnold was supposed to be a great class too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So how inexact is it? The guy at Buffalo was supposed to be the bottom of that. Josh Allen was well, I don't know, man. He could throw it over the mountains, but he's not very accurate. Now you're telling me he's the number 2 guy in this league. Herbert was with the 3rd quarterback draft in that class.
Yeah, because it was Burrow to Herbert.
Okay. Tua. I mean, then you have that. Should Tua ever play again? This is so inexact. You've got to know he's the guy. The draft is inexact, but the next contract you can't miss on. Meaning, you draft a guy, okay, you don't know if he's going to be coming out of college. But I've had him for 3 or 4 years, and now it's time for me to either pay him or move on. I got to know by now, don't I? And if I'm sitting around going, well, I'm not sure, and if the answer is, Steph, stay with me, Pay him, get him on the cheap for $35 million a year. Right?
Offer these deals, see what happens. There's going to be back and forth. I think it's not crazy if you have to eat a franchise tag for a year, because it's better to eat that than
100%.
3 or 4 years of a contract where we can't get out of it for 2 more years. We have to take a big hit.
What's the number you're giving Lamar right now? If your ownership there, he wants 5 years guaranteed at $50 million. I'm just not. Okay, so there's no way. He hasn't been healthy, and even when he was healthy, he wasn't great. So what are you giving him? 42 a year? 45 a year? Where are you?
Yeah, I think the best way to structure these contracts, because there has to be a give and take. Like, it can't all just be perfect for ownership and the teams. The players still have to try to get their guaranteed money up. Is you put in some escalators, you put in certain things like, hey, if you win X amount of games, like we're going to the playoffs, then these guarantees kick in and you could make bank.
I have a weird question.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the draft. When a team says we want this player, is it already worked out with the player before they make that announcement, like what that guy wants, what the
How much they're gonna pay him?
Yeah.
So,
or is that made after the call, and then you don't really know if that guy's going to go to that team because he doesn't agree?
He's going to go because what's he going to do? Right?
Yeah, he's the only one that.
So you draft him, you have his rights. So if he wants to play football and make money, he's coming.
Okay.
Now, there's been a few situations where a guy says, I will not play there.
Okay.
I'll give you one. Eli Manning. Eli Manning got drafted by the San Diego Chargers. And the Chargers were bad. And I'm like, that's the first guy ever said, I'm not going to move to San Diego. Right? And him and his dad were pretty adamant he's not playing for that franchise. And the Chargers traded him. It was the Giants who drafted Phillip Rivers. And they traded, I think the Chargers got another draft pick or another player. And so you can make it, John Elway got drafted by the Colts. I'm not playing for the Colts. The Yankees drafted him. I'm going to go play baseball. Colts traded him to Denver. Okay, so if a player's that good, has that much leverage. But to your point, like 98%, 99% of the time, yeah, a guy gets drafted, that's where he's going. Secondly, on your point, especially in the first round, they're pretty much slotted on what their bonuses are going to be and how much they're going to get paid. Now, there is wiggle room.
So that's why there's that goal to get those top picks. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you're slotted. The higher you go, your bonus is going to be your signing bonus, and then what you're going to get paid. But the agents are always negotiating more or less, different terms, different bonuses, different kind of stuff.
Okay.
But, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that the right way to explain that?
Yes.
All right. Remember Eli?
Mm-hmm.
Eli wasn't going to San Diego. Huh. I remember, dude. You're the only guy I've ever met who said, hell no, I'm not moving to San Diego.
And he went to New York?
He went to New York. Had a hell of a
freezing
career. He won 2 Super Bowls,
right, that's true, though.
He beat Tommy twice in the Super Bowl, didn't he? I mean, it seemed like it worked out for both those guys.
Right,
now,
you'd think you'd want the sun instead of the clouds, but...
Yeah, the Chargers were bad at that point. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Look, I there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm just thinking the market on quarterbacks, and as much as you got to have one. Show me the playoff teams right now, right? Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Chargers. Those are their top 5 seeds in the AFC. Set, right? It's Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, it's Joe Burrow, it's Trevor Lawrence, it's Justin Herbert. Baltimore's 6. They could be set. Now, New England's the 7th seed as of now. They're not that set. Kenny Pickett's coming in. NFC, 1, Philly, set. Jalen Hurts, right? 2, San Francisco, are they set?
No.
Minnesota's 3, are they set? No. I mean, not really. Tampa Bay's got Tommy. Dallas is 5 with Dak. Giants weren't set coming in. I think they are going forward with Daniel Jones. And Seattle pulled Geno Smith. Not one of you, there's not one of you, I'll go to fantasy football, who drafted Geno Smith in a fantasy football. Not one person, right? Now he's on every league now. It's inexact, man. It's inexact. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610.
But still, as you run it down, I know Lamar Jackson had a couple of underwhelming weeks. He still wins at an unbelievably high level. So the top 6 teams right now in the AFC
are set,
have their due.
That's right.
And so that's what you're kind of looking at, is we have to go beat those guys.
Lamar will be their quarterback next year because I think he'll be franchised. I firmly believe that. All right, winter weather is here, and it is a killer on your vehicle. Take care of it. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. I did that, and they came out and they took care of it. There's all kinds of things that On the Spot Automotive Detailing can do. What they do is they detail your vehicle. Wherever and whenever it's convenient for you, they come to you, they detail it. They get it ready for this winter weather. What does that mean? They clean it, they wax it, they scrub it, they vacuum it, they polish it, inside, outside, under the hood, under the seats, around the rims, the tires, everything. Like when they're done with it, your vehicle looks, feels, smells like the day you took it off the lot. Ask them about ceramic coating as well. They apply ceramic coating by hand. That's the best way to protect your vehicle's paint, and they offer you a lifetime warranty. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is a great gift as well. Valentine's Day is coming up. You got birthdays, all kinds of stuff. It's the best gift, Steph. I always tell people, what's the best gift? The best gift is something that somebody will love but would never buy for themselves. Right? This is one of those things where everybody wants it, but how many people actually go do this? This is a great gift. And actually do it for yourself, too, because On the Spot makes you feel it's just wonderful. Call today, schedule your appointment. It's 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Jeff JJ Stepp is in for A-Marie today. It's kind of like getting on a bike. I feel like I've been gone for a while. I guess it was 2 of the last 3 weeks, huh? Kind of weird.
A little busy.
Thanks for welcoming me home.
Bowl game. Holiday.
Dude, bowl games have been good. What was a better game, the Fiesta Bowl, TCU 51, Michigan 45, or Georgia 42, Ohio State 41 in the Sugar Bowl?
Yes.
Yes. So
I was shocked.
Me too. Me too.
The fact there was zero defense showing up this weekend.
There was so much of that shocked me. First of all, as I've told you so many times, that round of games is typically not that good. Those games have been around. And so I looked at it, and all the pro money, and there were all these headlines coming in on Saturday talking about how the professional money's coming in on Ohio State. And I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't. I don't get it. Georgia should beat the crap out of them, and they didn't. And Stroud was terrific. I thought he was just really, really good. By the end, I was rooting for Ohio State. I want to see Ohio State TCU.
And they put a great drive together, had an opportunity. Fortunate
backwards.
field goal attempt. But you're also seeing, Stetson Bennett is going to be one of those legendary college quarterbacks who I think a team is going to really like, because to me, I'm kind of getting the Brock Purdy vibe.
I was just going to say Brock Purdy.
Like, if you're a good football team, you're like, I'll take Stetson Bennett
in the 6th
mid-round,
round, 7th round, yep.
because he's not going to be one of the first guys off the board.
Yep.
And then you throw him in there like a Brock Purdy, I think he'll be all right.
He'll have a little bit of an NFL career, yeah. And look, Brock Purdy, what are the odds of him getting a chance? He's a third-string guy. You got to have 2 guys, and now it happens, obviously. But it was phenomenal. I know Rudy was watching as a Michigan fan, and mixed weekend for you, huh? Would you split screen that? And Lobos were out at the same time. You had 2 tight games going at the same time.
It was pretty wild. I think I still have some heart condition for that.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, it'll last for a while.
And my buddy, he's a great Michigan fan too. He and I are talking, and right before the game, he says the only way Michigan loses this game is if they turn the ball over. That's exactly what happened.
That's right.
And you fail from the 1-inch line and hand the ball to a kid that you shouldn't. You just get behind center and you use that offensive line and you just punch it in, and you go up 7-0. Instead, it's 0-0, and 2 pick sixes and 2 failures at the goal line, and that's 28 points in my book.
And you lose by 6.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what changes. I don't know if Harbaugh's staying. I don't know if he's leaving. I'm not involved in that, but it was kind of disappointing. Meanwhile, on the other screen, we're sweating out the Lobo game, and wouldn't it be just like what happened last year? The moment you get ranked 22, you blow up. But this team is not built that way, and for some reason, I think they finally have a team, because the days they couldn't do anything, and he was benched with 2 fouls early, but here comes Josiah Allick, and he was a difference maker in the game along with Jamal Mashburn, and Jamal kind of got hosed last year on the call. This year he gets the call going to the rim, and those were the 2 purest free throws I've ever seen in a pressure situation. I mean, there was no doubt that Jamal was going to make those free throws. And then you sweat it out the last, 10 seconds, 15 seconds of the game with Wyoming getting opportunities. But this team may be a team of destiny, you know, and it was really nice yesterday watching the women play on national TV. That was well-deserved, and they played a good game. And finally, I think Danny Gonzalez got what he wanted for Christmas, because I'd been following this Bryant Vincent story, and hopefully you'll get him on. But, boy, that guy, talk about getting screwed, Jeff. You take the interim coaching job. You've been there. You've been loyal to UAB, and they hire Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, a guy who hadn't coached at all.
Their loss is our gain, right?
Yeah, and I did put in for Bryant Vincent today. I did put in a request and have not heard back. So it's not like I didn't try for you, Rudy. We'll get him.
No, I know. He's probably pretty busy trying to get everything going because he's got a lot of work to do. But if there's a guy out there that looks like he could take this challenge on and breathe life into the Lobo offense, it looks like it's Bryant Vincent. So I'm real excited about that, and I can't wait to meet him. And I'm sure he'll be around, and I'm sure he'll get on your show. But, you know, Happy New Year to everybody, and the sports 2023 is off to a roaring start.
There's no doubt. All right, man. Enjoy the day. Rose Bowl today. Rose Bowl. I mean, how do you not love? I don't know. It's always
Tulane, USC,
the Cotton Bowl. Yeah, that's.
Who's playing Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl is Utah Penn State.
Okay.
Yeah, Utah Penn State. So you get Ole Miss and Illinois in the ReliaQuest Bowl. That starts at 10. That's the former Outback Bowl, I believe.
Or Mississippi State.
It should be Mississippi State. Yeah, it says Ole Miss right there. Yeah, it's Mississippi State. This is Zach Arnett's game. Zach Arnett, his debut as head coach, the La Cueva High School grad, the former Lobo. Mississippi State, Illinois. Yes, that's your first game. That'll be on ESPN2. And then at 11 o'clock over on ESPN, Tulane and SC in the Cotton Bowl. LSU Purdue in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, also at 11 o'clock on ABC. And then Penn State and Utah will go in the Rose Bowl presented by Prudential. That's at 3 o'clock our time over on the ESPN. Kind of crazy. You look at it, SC's playing in the Cotton Bowl against Tulane. How much does SC want to be there? Right? And I was in LA this week, and there was like a letdown. I'm like, really? Come on now. You're playing in a New Year's Six Bowl. They thought and the letdown was they went in the final game of the season, the Pac-12 championship game, with an opportunity to play in the college football playoff. And they lose that game, and they feel like, this is always so cute. They're a power conference team. They're a brand name. Why are they playing Tulane? Dude, you're playing in the Cotton Bowl. You're playing in a New Year's Six Bowl. Like, this is kind of a big game. And by the way, where have you been? Where's SC been over the last decade to look down their nose at having to play the Group of Five representative? And it'll be interesting. This, it has a little bit of that feel. Remember when Utah beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl that year? Mm-hmm. And everybody told me Alabama didn't want to be there, and Utah beat them.
It's only a 2.5 point spread.
That's the reason why.
For the Trojans.
That's the reason why.
That's an easy trip from New Orleans to
Dallas. Yeah.
So you can see a lot of green wave taking over.
And this is it, right? This is the pinnacle of football for that program. This is as good as it's ever been for Tulane. Not only in a New Year's Six, they're playing that brand. They're playing SC. Like, this is not just this year's Super Bowl. This is the biggest day in the history of Tulane football. That's why that spread is. Who wants to be there? Bowl games tend to be that. 505-246-0610. Come on in and play radio with us. We are here for you. We're going to break down the playoff matchups in the NFL as they stand now. I'll set it up for you now and then give you all the scenarios as we head into one more night of football this week, Bengals and Bills on Monday night, and then what it all means moving forward and what's on the line for everybody next week. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Looking at slowdown.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
All right, so we got a game tonight, Monday Night Football here on the Sports Animal. Bengals and Bills. Then we go into the final week of the season. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, Steph, and Adrian. Glad you're with us on a New Year's Day extra after, what's today? What do you call today? Like the second. I know it's
such a weird
the
day.
Segundo de January, but like the national holiday? Anyway, hopefully you have the day off and you watch football today. All right, here's where we are. NFC playoffs. As of now, the Eagles are the number 1 seed. There's 4 teams still alive for the number 1 seed and the only bye in the NFC. Your first round matchups, as of now, Cowboys at Buccaneers, 5 versus 4. Giants at Vikings, 6 versus 3. Seahawks at 49ers, 7 versus 2. Okay. AFC, your number 1 seed right now, Kansas City. Your matchups as of now, Chargers at Jaguars, 5 versus 4. Ravens at Bengals, 6 versus 3. And the Patriots at the Bills, 7 versus 2. Now, here's all your scenarios. Let me go NFC first. All right, we're talking number 1, JJ, right? This is the bye. If the Eagles win, and they've lost 2 in a row, if the Eagles beat the Giants, they are the number 1 seed. Or if the Eagles lose and the 49ers lose to the Cardinals and the Cowboys lose to the Commanders, highly unlikely, then they get the 1 seed. 49ers will get the number 1 seed if they beat the Cardinals and the Eagles lose to the Giants. It's that simple for the 49ers. Beat the Cardinals, Eagles lose. Cowboys can still get there. If they beat the Commanders, the Eagles lose and the Niners lose. Got all that? Cowboys can still get to the 1 seed. Most likely scenario, Eagles win, right?
But you say there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. That's what I'm telling you.
Believe.
What do you think?
Hurts is back. I think they win.
I think that's right. All right.
And they want to, like, they'll be a team that they'll be fine with playing hard in week 18 to get that bye.
Especially after losing 2 in a row.
Losing 2 in a row and the way they played against the Saints.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after losing 2 in a row, that team is going to be cranky and really want to get things going. You don't want to go in the playoffs losing 3 in a row. You just don't. After the season you've had, you can't. So I think that's where that's my gut. Okay. The only other thing, there's 2 things that are on the line. The NFC East title, that's the Eagles and Cowboys. I just gave you the scenarios. And then the number 7 seed for the wild card. Now, it's really kind of weird to me right now that the Seahawks are in right now, but the Seahawks, if they win and the Packers win, Seahawks are out, Packers are in. Packers get in with a win over the Lions. Simple. Packers win, Packers in. Lions get in with a win and a Seahawks loss. The Seahawks need to beat the Rams and have the Packers lose the Lions. Packers are playing well. You like the Packers? I mean, how do you bet against Aaron Rodgers now? At home? Against the Lions?
Yeah, the way the defense is playing, and Detroit's been a little different team on the road.
Quite a bit.
That's who they are right now.
And that's what dome teams tend to be. All right, here's the deal in the AFC. Bills can win the number 1 seed with a win tonight and beat the Patriots next week. They win 2, they're the number 1 seed, they get the bye. Chiefs can clinch with a win over the Raiders next week. And if the Bills lose either today or next week against the Patriots, Bengals can still get in. If they win tonight against the Bills and beat the Ravens next week and the Chiefs lose to the Raiders. Bills going to win both? It really comes down to today. Who do you like, Bills or Bengals tonight? 'Cause I love the Bengals tonight.
Bengals are doing really good, huh?
They're the team everyone is realizing, we should be talking about them.
Because they won the AFC last year?
And
they're
what
really
they're
good.
doing this year.
Yeah, and they're really good. Yeah. All right, so that's where the 1 seed is. All right, we're battling it out for the 4 seed, and that's the AFC South Championship. Jaguars and Titans play next week. The Jaguars win or that ends in a tie. Jaguars win the South. The Jaguars. Urban Meyer's leftover pile of poop the Jaguars. And
I'm
Trevor
looking
Lawrence.
at those stats and what's going on in that part of the town?
Yeah, look at
AFC
both.
South,
Look at the
like-
look at the NFC South.
Wow.
Look at the NFC South. Right?
It's the best way to put it. What is going on?
What's going on
with this
over
mess?
there?
All right, AFC North. Bengals can win if they win today, or they beat the Ravens and they win. And then we come down to that last spot, that number 7 seed, the wild card. 4 teams available for that. Okay? Patriots control their own destiny. They win over the Bills next week, they're in. You might tell me that's unlikely. All right, I'm listening to you. They can get in if they lose, and the Dolphins lose, and the Jets and Steelers lose. Well, all right. Dolphins can get in with a win over the Jets, and the Patriots lose. Steelers can still get in. If they beat the Browns, Dolphins could lose to the Jets, right? Who the hell's the Dolphins quarterback these days?
Skylar Thompson.
All right. And the Patriots lose to the Bills, and the Steelers get in. And the Jaguars could get in as a wild card if they lose to the Titans, so they don't win the division. And everybody else loses. Dolphins, Patriots, and Steelers all lose. So we're all wide open and up in the air. That's what the NFL wants, right? That's what the NFL wants. They've got you watching Week 18. And it matters. And it matters.
It's crazy that we're already at week 18 when you say that.
I know.
It
That's
just
it.
flew.
It's over.
Jeez.
It's the new year stuff. It's 2023.
Super Bowl's in like what, 3 weeks?
I know. Christmas is coming
Pro
up here
Bowl's
quick.
2
You start your
weeks.
Christmas shopping yet?
Right.
Time
Jeez.
flies.
I'm already behind.
I've already got my Christmas stuff up. So,
Hopefully 2024 is good.
right? What are you doing for New Year's? You go pick up your kid at 2 in the morning? What'd you do? Did you go out for New Year's? Oh, you had to work the next day. Hey, you get a quiet one?
I was in bed by like 11.
Were you?
On
Really?
Saturday?
Probably, I'd feel better if I was.
It's like, I'm tired. Kid's going to be up at 7:30 regardless.
Regardless, yeah.
I don't need to see a ball drop. I'm
You know?
okay.
All right, fair enough. No, fair enough. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Bowl games are going to get started here in about an hour and 15 minutes. We can get into that. I want to talk a little bit about Tommy. Most impressive quarterback yesterday. Tommy, Purdy, Pickett, Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones. Who do you like? Geno? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Young, here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudal with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first. Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Bardella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe he's playing zone right now.
Fights 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
A perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Carried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
Quick this shot, they got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition threes up, and it's hit at the buzzer by Ian Hoinsberg. Picture perfect execution, ball it in the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Sartans are on the break. Kalb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Kalb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Kalb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually happen. Oh, great.
H.J. Rivera. I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that is turned up. They force another turnover. Kalb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Kalb puts it down. Brian Kalb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff.
Quarterbacks always play the role, right? Jared Stidham, 365 and 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions out of nowhere. I mean, I benched Devontae Adams because I'm figuring, well, Jared Stidham. I mean, yeah, whatever. Best performance by a quarterback in a big game yesterday was Tommy, right? In a game you had to have, Brady went for 432 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, rediscovered that he had Mike Evans on the outside. Aaron Rodgers was good. Brock Purdy was good. Brock Purdy, 22 of 35, 284, 2 touchdowns and an interception.
In 2 late drives, he led what should have been the game-winning drive at the end of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Gould missed a field goal. Then got back in position in overtime. And Daniel Jones is on that list for me. He was unbelievable.
Please. Daniel Jones had 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he also ran the ball for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't turn the ball over. They won 38-10.
Like, that's a sign of a team that is taking a step. When you have a game where you just dominate an opponent you are better than. This is a league that is, as we know, week to week. There's going to be a lot of games where you overly criticize a team because, oh, they only beat that team by this or that. So when you can have a moment, we just go out there and leave no doubt. 2 thumbs up.
Mahomes was good. Jared Goff was really good. Kenny Pickett was good when it matters. Do the Steelers have their quarterback of the future?
Kenny Pickett is going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers next year.
Next year. Do they need to go into the draft? Do they need to start playing free agent games? We're having this conversation off the air about Derek Carr. Where does Derek Carr go? I know you said last week, you said Miami, Carolina, Tennessee. I threw in Minnesota at you. There's the Jets interest me in a situation for that.
Is Derek Carr or Jimmy Garoppolo? Because Jimmy Garoppolo
in San Francisco
has been or any of these other destinations.
No.
Because Jimmy G will be a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of the guy you look at and, hey, plug or play.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of these teams that's close. And now if Derek Carr gets into that mix.
Is Washington close?
They think they are because they keep saying, it's Tyler Heineke. We need him. Oh, he's not good enough. It's Carson Wentz. So they are in the quarterback
Washington feels like they should be close.
Yeah.
They do. They feel like they should be a good quarterback play away from
Washington, the Jets, like these teams.
What does Seattle do?
Let down.
What does Seattle do?
I think Seattle, again, they're a team they have to kick the tires. You're going to have an amazing pick from the Denver Broncos trade. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud.
They're going to have the number 3 overall pick.
Will Levis. Do your due diligence. Because if you think one of those guys is it, grab them. Because Geno Smith was good.
CJ Stroud's probably going to be sitting there for Seattle. And I'm okay if you take it. And Geno's your guy next year. Look, Geno's earned that spot. Geno's, especially if they get in the playoffs, Geno's earned that job. Geno was good.
He doesn't even have to at this point because
Geno was
what
good.
you are, because they could go win and still not be a playoff team.
Geno was good. Who's your coach of the year? We've got 1 week left. I don't think it's too early now. Who's your coach of the year?
My goodness. This is actually really hard.
It's really hard. No, it's
because
really
there's
hard.
not. You could have a differing opinion, but this is one where there's not a wrong answer. You can throw Kyle Shanahan out there. I can give Mike McCarthy his due for getting that team 12 wins with the Cooper Rush show that they had. You could look at Kevin O'Connell.
Brian Dable, Kevin O'Connell. Can I throw Doug Peterson out there?
Doug Peterson, playoff team.
Pete Carroll?
Zach Taylor. Let's give him some credit. Never throw his name out there.
No.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Pete Carroll?
Bill Belichick.
Seriously. If Belichick gets to the playoffs and they win, they're in. If he beats Buffalo, they're in. They get Buffalo again next week.
Dan Campbell.
How about Dan Campbell? I don't think any of those names are ridiculous. McCarthy? So my top candidates? I love McCarthy, Dable, Peterson would be my top 3 in no particular order. Is that all right? Where are you?
Whew. I'm leaning. I think Brian Dable gained some momentum.
Hell yes. Team came out of nowhere. The Giants did. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1.
For 5 years running, this is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
That's probably right. I think it's 6 out of 7 or something like that. Hi, Steph. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
What up? That's right. That's right. We're working. I hope you're not. I hope you just kind of got up and put on the radio or flipped on the app or whatever it is. However it is, you're listening. You get us every morning. Good morning to you. Hope you had a great New Year, great holiday. Opening drives in your ear. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Steph's producing on the radio side. Adrian is working this New Year's after day morning. What is it? New Year's after day? El segundo de nuevo año? El segundo día de nuevo año.
It's the morning after the day before.
That's so true. On this morning after the day before, federal holiday. We're here for you. Jeff, JJ, and 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 888-922-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, so I told you my coach of the year comes down to Dable, McCarthy, and I'm giving Doug Peterson some love. And look, there's a lot of other candidates. You can tell me that the Kyle Shanahan, they won 9 in a row, and he's on his third-string quarterback in San Francisco, should be coach of the year. And I'm saying, all right, there's a real argument there. You could tell me that Mike Tomlin, pulling that out of the hat, has done something. And if they win next week, they once again do not have a losing season there, even if they don't get in. I'm listening to that. You can tell me, I mean, you can make all kinds of arguments, right? Kevin O'Connell at Minnesota took him from a non-playoff team to playing for the number 1 seed. Okay, that's just where I am now. How would I go? Dable, McCarthy, or Peterson? I would let this play out. Those are my 3 finalists. If the Cowboys get the 1 seed, and he made it through those 4 games with Cooper Rush, I might lean McCarthy as much as Cowboy fans want Sean Payton in there, and they don't like him. The Giants, the way they played and the resurrection of Daniel Jones. And let me just tell you something. What Doug Peterson did cleaning up that pile of heap that Urban Meyer left behind and wasted Trevor Lawrence's rookie year and turned them, if they win the division, and I believe they're going to win the division, Jeff, they're 9-8. That's fine. And turn them into the 4 seed after what they were, he might even be my number 1 guy. Those are my 3.
It's a really good 3, and that is one where you want to wait and see maybe, hey, I'll give you the advantage if you're the 1 seed. That's a good tiebreaker in that scenario if you had a vote and you're trying to figure out who should be the NFL coach of the year, because there's been a lot of good coaching situations because there's so much that goes into it, and to be able to set the tone, to get a team to play hard, it's not easy at that level. And the fact that we're talking about potentially 2 first-year coaches in the running is huge.
3, really, if you want to throw Kevin O'Connell in there.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Well, I mean, like first-time head coaches too, with Kevin O'Connell and Brian Dable, Doug Peterson, kind of reminding everybody that, Trevor Lawrence is probably that guy that we all thought he was going to be with real NFL coaching.
Belichick's done a hell of a job, too, getting them into the point where they win their end, which is crazy, too. Lenny, good morning. Happy New Year.
Morning. Hope you all had a good New Year. So I'm going to go with Coach of the Year for Shanahan for going from the poor excuse for a number 1 draft pick, going back to Garoppolo, and going to the Mr. Irrelevant.
Totally fair. Totally fair. So they've won 9 in a row. Offense. Yeah, and they've won 9 in a row. I don't have a problem with
that. You could say, well, it's a great offense. This kid is, great defense. This kid is still managing the offense.
It's actually playing. I think he's playing better than managing it, man. I think the kid's making throws.
No, I'm just saying is he's showing no jitters.
Yeah.
He's throwing good passes. 9 times out of 10, he's hitting the guy.
100%.
Then second after that, I'm going to go with Dable only because the Giants were a mess last year at 4-13. Now they have a chance to be 10-6-1 and only be the 3rd Giant coach in history to take them to the playoffs in his first season.
Okay. I'm okay with that, too.
And a brand new coach. And you have Daniel Jones, who you had no idea what you were going to get this year, who they didn't pick up the 5th-year option, who now looks like he's going to sign a pretty nice-sized contract in the offseason.
Yep. I'm okay with that. Okay.
And the Giants may have to even franchise tag him. Otherwise, he could do a mic drop and walk away. Because there'll be so many teams looking for a quarterback. And then third, the mess that Trevor Lawrence came out of with Urban Meyer to become the quarterback he is this year, this is basically his rookie season.
No doubt.
Last year, if anything, made him go back in time and regress as a football player playing under Urban Meyer.
So the only one that was on my list that you're keeping out is McCarthy.
No, McCarthy's there too because of how he's brought them back. But I'm going to go with those three first. And then everyone's still leaving out, unless you mentioned it earlier, Detroit.
Yeah, no, but Dan Campbell's done a great job. And where they came back from after a 1-6 start, he's been great. Yeah, look, there's 5 or 6 or 7 or 8
right
guys.
on the cusp of a playoff, too.
What about Pete Carroll? I mean, Pete Carroll's done a good job this year. Pete Carroll was left for dead.
He does. And here's the irony of yesterday's game. The last time the Jets had a 4,000-yard passer in the season was Joe Namath. What happened yesterday? Their scrap heap passes over 4,000 yards yesterday as he runs the Jets off the field.
Yeah.
In Geno Smith.
And Geno, yeah. The guy that it wasn't good enough for them. Yep. That's right.
But tonight's game is going to set the tone for the playoffs. Buffalo's a 1.5 favorite. I don't think everyone is truly buying into how good Cincinnati still is.
I agree with that. Totally agree with that.
And I still think Cincinnati is going to beat them by 8 to 10 points tonight.
I'm on Cincinnati.
They're at home. They're playing now they're now in control of their destiny for the number 1 seed in the conference if they win.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about it as the week goes on, man. Thanks for the call. Oh, it's good. Thanks. Any of that. You want to tell me Shanahan? I can't argue with it. The beauty this year is, and you brought up Zach Taylor, Cincinnati. I mean, the way they started, I'm fine with him. If you want to tell me McDermott at Buffalo, if they win, what if they win tonight and get the number 1 seed? Wow, they had Josh Allen. They were the favorite. Oh, okay, all right. But you can rattle me off 7 to 8 guys who were legitimate candidates for Coach of the Year. Like you've had really good coaching jobs and really bad ones. Like, oh, we haven't talked about this. How do you feel about your boy getting fired?
Oh, Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, after the
it was the nice Christmas gift for Rams fans just to enjoy the day. Scoring 51 points.
Yeah.
Saying, here you go, Denver Broncos. Now, fire your coach now.
Brutal. Brutal.
It's some things you just know.
Yeah.
And even
yes,
without the 2 goal line fumbles on Monday Night Football, like Nathaniel Hackett was in over his head, and it's trickle-down effect. And I hope that maybe it was a shock, like sent some shockwaves to Russell Wilson, and understanding that it's not on the next head coach. Like Sean Payton isn't what's going to fix Russell Wilson. It's going to be Russell Wilson figuring out what he has left and what kind of player he's going to be to finish his career.
So when we sit here a week from today, Black Monday, it's traditionally Black Monday, right? The day after the season. It always happens. Somebody's getting, so Indy's open, Denver's open. Anybody else?
Houston.
So you think Lovey's done? You think this is all on Lovey?
Well, it feels like one of those situations where you'll have the number 1, most likely have the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
You'll bring in a new coach to pick his quarterback, a la Arizona, and now Cliff Kingsbury could be.
I think Cliff Kingsbury
out after going through that.
Stefani, is Cleveland making a move?
No.
Vegas making a move?
No.
Chargers making a move?
Their move was blaming it on Derek Carr.
Yeah. Atlanta making a move? I just don't see a bunch of them. I just don't see a bunch.
Because we've already seen in season with Carolina and Denver.
Yeah.
And then Houston, Arizona. Well, in Indianapolis in season as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't see a lot of them. Which, I'm not a big advocate of guys getting fired anyway, but I just, it's always the inevitability of that. Are you on Cincinnati tonight too?
I am.
Kind of crazy, right?
It's the golden triangle of quarterbacks in the AFC.
Those 3.
Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's a fantastic matchup every time.
Yeah, and then the guy sitting on the outside is not bad either, in Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. There's just, and oh, by the way, Lamar was there too, and you haven't even mentioned him. No, they've got some really terrific young quarterbacks in the AFC, and you're going to see 2 of them tonight, or listen to them here on the Sports Animal. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. What Mississippi State is doing to honor Mike Leach with their in their bowl game today. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
377 Brewery, the best brewery in town, and that is named for the flight wing at Kirtland Air Force Base.
Young. Here's one up off the rim. Jarek Duda with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first. Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Barella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
A perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Buried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
Quick this shot. They got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition threes up, and it's in at the buzzer by Ian Hoinsberg. Picture perfect execution. Ball it hit the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Spartans are on the break. Calb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Calb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Calb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually have. Oh, great.
H.A. Rivera with...
I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that has turned up. They force another turnover. Calb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Calb puts it down. Brian Calb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
Bowl games will start up again. You get 4 of them today. Starts out with the ReliaQuest Bowl. Zach Arnett, the former Lobo, former La Cueva Bear, making his head coaching debut at Mississippi State. They'll take on Illinois, and it will be a tribute to Mike Leach. Instead of the Mississippi State logo on the side of the helmets, they will Mississippi State, wear a pirate flag with an ML underneath the crossed swords to honor Mike Leach, which I think is a classy move. And I was asking you this, unless you're an Illinois fan, like, how are you not rooting for Mississippi State in this game?
A whole lot of people are.
Right? So many bowls, so many teams paid a tribute to Mike Leach, former Mississippi State coach, Washington State coach, Texas Tech coach, Valdosta State, Iowa Wesleyan. You know what I'll reach out to? I haven't even thought about that. I thought about it last week when I was off. Get Hal Mummy in here and talk to him a little bit about it. Before the New Mexico Bowl, we did a moment of silence and showed some pictures of Mike coaching in New Mexico Bowl in 2013 and the impression that he made on all of us here. So it's hard to find somebody if you're not, unless you're vested in the Illinois thing. I think I met one person who knows Mike that wasn't a big fan of Mike. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I may have already. But that's going on today. The other games you get today, you get the Cotton Bowl, USC, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, sorry. USC and Tulane. SC's down to it's bet down to a 2-point favorite. Wasn't it 2.5 earlier this morning? All the money's coming in on Tulane. It's all coming in on Tulane. LSU and Purdue in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. LSU is a 15-point favorite. Does that feel too thick?
No.
I know Purdue played in the Big Ten championship game. Nobody buys into them, do they? At 8-5.
I'm trying to, because I know they just announced they're getting a new quarterback via the transfer portal.
Right.
So it's one of those ones we have to double check like who's playing for Purdue.
I think that's every bowl game, right?
And like all these games,
Yeah.
like who's actually showing up to play
hard.
this game.
It's hard, man. It's really hard. And then you get the Rose Bowl presented by Prudential. Utah, Pac-12 champion, Penn State. Finished third in the Big Ten East, right? Kind of weird how that, because the top two teams there played in the college football playoff, and then the number 3 team, Purdue, didn't get selected to the Rose Bowl. They took Penn State instead. So it's Penn State's a 1-point favorite over Utah. I love Utah there, don't you?
I do. I like Utah a lot.
I like Utah in those situations. I like the way Kyle gets them ready to play in bowl games. I think the game still means a lot to Utah. Utah being a relatively new power conference team, and I say relatively in the last 15, 20 years. When Utah gets to play on this stage, and I look at these two Mountain West teams, two former Mountain West teams. One of them is playing at TCU for a college football playoff championship, and the other one's playing in the Rose Bowl, Utah. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's pretty amazing that both Utah and TCU were in the Mountain West relatively recently, right? And here they are on 2 of the 3 biggest stages in college football. I mean, the 2 biggest stages, right, would have been the semifinal and the final, and then the Rose Bowl is the next one after that. And Kyle Whittingham is still the coach. He's still there. He was the same guy that was there when they were making their way through the Mountain West, doing great things. He's a. I'm not going to go out on a limb here. I don't think that's a Hall of Fame coach, right? A Hall of Fame coach that nobody nationally gives the recognition that he should get.
Yes, they've done an unbelievable job transitioning to the Pac-12, building that program, winning at the highest level.
Yeah. How about the job? And I don't know. I saw a Gary Patterson tweet yesterday, and Gary Patterson, former Lobo defensive coordinator, who was a longtime coach at TCU, got fired midway through last season. And Jerry Kill, the New Mexico State football coach, is the guy who finished it out last season at TCU. So it was Jerry Kill and Gary Patterson.
Magic.
Right? Jerry Kill magic.
It's not a coincidence.
Hardly.
Jerry Kill coached TCU for 4 games, and this season they're playing for a national championship.
Now, what Sonny Dykes has done is amazing there, right? What Sonny Dykes did moving from SMU, going across the Metroplex, and taken over at TCU and then taken him to this level. He found Max Duggan and continued to grow Max Duggan. And that wasn't going to be his guy. Remember? Max Duggan, the quarterback that is the Heisman Trophy finalist, the quarterback who was playing for a national championship, was not your quarterback opening day. Yeah, you know what, buddy? You're not my guy. We're going to play this other guy, but hey, hang around. Maybe you get a shot. Now all of a sudden that guy is playing for a national championship. Again, you look at these two quarterbacks who are playing for a national championship, two quarterbacks who were in the biggest game in college football, who were afterthoughts in their program, that they kept trying to find another guy to come in and be the guy. They kept trying to recruit over Stetson Bennett, Max Duggan. Two guys, well, we got our guy. We got our guy. Nope, your guy's been here the whole time. And guys who just grinded and made plays. Like, these are two quarterbacks who are really hard not to like.
The TCU story is unbelievable. They fed a lot of crow to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those people.
They were picked 7th in the Big 10, or in the Big 12. 7th in the preseason poll. 7th!
And then they played crazy games all year long. And at some point, it's kind of similar to the Vikings conversation. Like, you just got to buy into teams that find ways to win.
Yep.
And they backed it up at the highest level. I thought Michigan was just going to control that game at the line of scrimmage.
I did too.
And they did not. They played a sloppy game. They turned the football over. TCU took full advantage of that. Tons of explosive plays offensively for Max Duggan and everything he went through. I think he had like a heart procedure before the season started, and that put one of the doubts of why he wasn't the starting quarterback for that team.
Well, plus, he got a new head coach who thought he had his guy.
And then he just comes in, has an unbelievable season, and TCU's that team is now they're already like 13-point underdogs when the first line was released.
I thought 14, yeah.
So there are 2 touchdown underdogs. They're going to be facing the same narratives again that they ate up and spit out against Michigan. And you have to believe that TCU can make this a game.
Yeah, I'll feed the narrative. Like, I'll buy into it. I think George is that much better. I do. I just think George is a different. But again, what we saw last week makes you realize, okay, everything. Let's see what plays out on the field. I'll tell you this: the Sonny Dykes story is amazing to me. Right? He didn't work at Cal. Right? He was at Louisiana Tech. Went to Cal. Went to SMU. Crossed town to their rival. Like he's an amazing story to me too. No, the whole TCU thing coming out, and again, we'll see how teams making the transition to Power Conference next year. So you're going to watch Houston, Central Florida, Cincinnati, and BYU make that move next year. And by every indication, San Diego State is probably next, and maybe SMU, right? But what was the year? Was it 10 years? How long has it been since Utah and TCU went? Because I'm just going to tell you, there was a transition period while Utah was recruiting to that level and upping their game and doing what they had to do. But for Utah to be the 2-time now defending Pac-12 champion, Utah's won 2 in a row. Not SC, not Oregon, not UCLA, not Arizona State, none of them. Utah's won 2 in a row. They're back in the Rose Bowl again. TCU not only won the Big 12 championship, but here they're playing for the Big championship. What year was it?
So for TCU,
yeah,
it was 2012 was their first year in the Big 12.
It was 10 years ago. So they've been 10 years.
They were 4-5 in conference play.
Yeah.
2-7 the following year.
Okay.
And then backed it up with a 12-1 season and an 11-2 season.
Okay. It's private school, big conference money, right? So they've been there 10 years. 10 years out of the Mountain West, they're playing for national championship. Utah.
So 2011 was Utah's first season.
And so Utah's been there 11 years. And they were in the Rose Bowl last year.
They were 4-5.
Yeah.
In conference play.
Yeah.
Their very first season. Had their first 10-win season in 2015. And then you started
watching the progression.
Yeah. See them pick it up.
Yeah. Orlando, Happy New Year. How you living?
Happy New Year, Jeff. It's been a long time because of my schedule. Can't call in the mornings.
Good to hear you.
Happy New Year, everybody. Everything went good. Wanted to chime in on the college football playoffs. Man, what a treat.
Yeah.
I also thought that TCU was going to get killed by Michigan. What a good game. I mean, not much defense, a lot of really good offense. And then on the other game, too, Georgia, I thought we were going to lose. I thought Ohio State had them.
Yep.
Again, what a treat. And it all started off with the Lobo basketball game at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Same time as another one was going on. But talk about action-packed. My day went so quick with those 3 games. So Lobo basketball game. They almost choked, man, but they showed resiliency and on the road, and it was a tough one. But what a treat. It was just a treat to watch those two great football games, and then to watch the Lobos go down to the wire. Awesome Saturday of sports.
No doubt.
You guys have a great one. Just thought I would chime in real quick, and let's go. Let's get a good national championship game going here.
Right on, Orlando. Appreciate you. All right. It was a great New Year's Eve of sports. Great New Year's Eve. Not even good. Like the Lobo Point was a 1-point game, and then those 2 treats that we got, it was terrific. David, good morning.
Good morning. A couple of things. I am not a believer that this parity is going to show up in good games from an expanded college football playoff thing, partly because ultimately just now we've had 2 good games, and ultimately games have been horrible. What's your expectation of the blowouts, number one, that will be the college football playoff? And what is your like or dislike of the games potentially removing bowl games, having the first games played on campus, because they're not going to have that many games plus bowl games?
Yeah, I'm not convinced that I think there are going to be that many more great games. To me, the difference between 1 and 12 or even 5 and 12 is kind of a wide chasm in college football. So I'm not convinced that they're going to be great, but I know people are going to watch them. And there's still going to be bowl games because 7 of 5 teams and teams, there's 12 out of 131 are going to make the playoffs. So the rest of the teams are going to need somewhere to go, and I believe there's still going to be bowl games. I don't know what the schedule is going to be and if the playoffs going to eat up all the Saturdays or what it's going to be. But I think, I've been watching bowl season. I've been watching everything from the Quick Lane Bowl to the Birmingham Bowl to our game to, I think there were a lot of good bowl games, and people, they matter to a lot of people. And so I think they're still going to be there.
Otherwise, Mountain West teams, there's 3 that have played in big teams, Boise State, Utah, and TCU. TCU played in the Rose Bowl. Yep. Ultimately, what's your opinion? Because people are thinking that conferences are dead with the expansion of 12 team playoffs. I don't think they are, because ultimately money and notoriety and connection. What's going to be the connection of the college football playoff to expansion type teams into bigger conferences?
All right, now David, I'll answer off the air. Thanks. So, the conferences are still going to be there. Now, it's going to be interesting what happens with conference championship games, because if you're adding a potential 4 more games, right? So let's say a team plays in a conference championship game. That's their 13th game, and they don't finish in the top 4, which is going to happen. And they make the run all the way to the championship game. So they played 17 games. Is that what they're wanting? Now, you and I go with that. That's cool. I mean, we love that. That's an NFL season.
Yeah, and now, guess what? You're getting compensated,
right,
at these big-time schools
to
play more football. And that's the business side of it, is the more big-time games you play, the more investment that's coming your way in NIL money, too, because those collectives are going to be a part of this. Going to keep getting the big players, want to keep their players happy at their schools. So while you're playing more football games, these big-time schools are going to continue to see the benefit for their players. And could there be some first-round games that might get a little wonky? I don't think so.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, to what you just said, the top 4
are getting a bye.
Are getting a bye. So you would see a first-round matchup: Alabama, USC, Ohio State, Penn State, potentially. Like this, I'm just looking at like one of the what ifs. Like if they were playing it this season,
it'd be Tulane, Alabama right now, probably, right?
Or TCU, Tulane, Tennessee, Kansas State. Like those are quality first-round games. And then maybe you see some semifinal. Or a quarterfinal at that point in time, games that get a little awry like we've seen with the semifinals. But what changes that is we're going to see a dynamic we've never seen before.
That's right.
And that is playoff games with home field advantage.
Yeah, we've never seen it. And the conference thing's not going away. Conferences are basically what run college football right now. So the conference, I've heard that too. Well, the conferences don't mean it. Conferences are what run college football.
Well, when they are giving the top 6 conference champions a spot,
they're not going anywhere. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
An old radiant heat system is more likely to give out, and it could be on a cold winter.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't...
Sports Animal.
Monday Night Football tonight here on the Sports Animal. Bengals and Bills, two of the best in the AFC. Right here on your home for the National Football League. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Steph, and Adrian working for you on this federal holiday. Here for you at 246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. That's the text line as well. It says, hey, Jeff, on the text line. Are the new men's basketball rankings coming out today? Love saying this again. Lobos howl, they do not woof. It's from Don. They are coming out today. And I would anticipate your team being a top 20 team. I see no reason. I mean, right? They're going to be top 20. Anybody else? Mountain West, when does San Diego State get back in? And that game's on the 14th. Lobos at at San Diego State? That's a big one, isn't it? All of a sudden, if the Lobos can stay undefeated until then, will that be fun?
They're close. San Diego State was like 31, 32.
Yeah, and they had 2 wins over the weekend, including one on the road at UNLV, which is a good win, good quality win for them. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That'll be fun. But yeah, the new rankings do come out. Lobos play tomorrow. They'll be in Fresno, take on the Bulldogs at the Save Mart Center, and back home on Saturday and probably sell out at the Pit and take on UNLV.
And that's a late game.
What time's that?
I think it starts at 9.
On Saturday?
Oh, no, tomorrow's game.
Oh, tomorrow's. Yeah, tomorrow's the West Coast game, 8:30.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Is that you? You know that because you're working? Yeah. Then do you have to come in here and work the next morning?
No.
You don't work with us? Or is this just a one
That's
day?
killing it.
Yeah, just a one day today.
I just want to get you for one day.
Yeah, I just got the call last night. I think Maurice
Really?
nephew
So they
got
just
sick.
went to
So,
the bullpen, called him the lefty.
yeah.
Steph warmed up real quick, throwing heat.
Yes.
I appreciate you getting up.
But the weather, so I was like, I'm going to wake up early. I'll go to bed. And then that rain last night, man, it kept me up.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't sleep much last night either. And my mind was just in this race mode. Like my kid was stuck on the highway coming back from.
Oh, yeah, that's nerve wracking.
Totally. They got to a hotel, which made me happy. I got a bunch of emails, which I have not gotten to. One of them was about a rental car. Starting 2023 on the right. I gave you that one. Freshening up the OD in 2023, Jeff. Eric has the Viper Pit. The OD needs a tag for diehard listener. Do we? You can call a longtime listener. You can tell one because they find a way to work in a reference to these Stiggins. I get that. Stigler's got all kinds of nicknames. The American Stiglo and Stigman Freud and. Right?
He's been here forever,
I know,
though, man.
I know. But that's kind of a long time
Yeah.
listener. So we just call them Stigs. Long time, like Stigners, Stiglers. I don't know. Do we need a long time? We need a name for it. I don't know. We're doing okay. Dan says rental cars. Regresando, Jeffrey. Juan Jose. No Ana Maria. Regresando. Gato Estefan. That was a long salutation, by the way. In a pinch, I go to the Avis at the Hilton, the University of Montreal. They've never not had cars, but be prepared to usually pay a premium price. Thank you. I don't even think it's the Hilton anymore. I believe that to be the Crown Plaza now. But yeah, all right. That's good to know. You need a car, and nobody else has one.
Is there a car shortage still?
Well, there was the other day because Southwest was having that meltdown, and everybody was renting cars to try to get to wherever it is they needed to get. Yeah. Well, so as my flight got canceled, and I was sitting, it took me a half hour just to get the phone to ring with Southwest, and then literally sat on hold for 2 hours and 7 minutes before listening to their music.
What's the deal?
Well, I was trying to rebook my car because I had a car meeting me in SoCal. I was trying to rebook it back, pick it up here, and go there. And I had it, but I didn't book it, and then it disappeared. Then it was
Think
we're
about
full.
if you've ever earned a paycheck. For the Southwest people, that their system collapsed on that.
Yep.
Like their infrastructure, if you read the stories, like they just kind of kept pushing it off.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, we're not going to invest in technology. Yeah. It collapsed on them, and if you have to be those dudes that answer the phone and just
So I felt so bad for the young lady.
Customer
for my-
support.
Yeah, no, and I spoke with her, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, I'm fine, sir. What can I do for you? I'm like, hey, I know you've had a rough day. Just trying to check this out, whatever it was. And I try to, and I actually did make her laugh at one point, which made me feel really good. And then the flight attendant went, so I flew back on Friday, and Heather said she'd been there 32 years. By the way, they weren't taking any drink coupons or money. They were giving, the least they could do was give you a free cocktail. So I had a couple. But she felt horrible. Like the people who work for Southwest, when you're vested, and you and I have worked for this company for a long time, all three of us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of take pride in this, don't we? Something happened above us, out of our control at this company that gave the company a bad name that inconvenienced so many people.
Right.
We would feel bad. And the people on the front line felt really, really bad. And so, yeah, no, when I spoke, finally got through, a young lady named Amber answered the phone, and she could just hear her. She's like dreading every next call because someone's going to beat the hell out of her. And I just wasn't going to be that guy. I learned a long time ago, in situations like that, you get way more beef with honey than vinegar.
Yeah.
Like be nice to those people. There was a time when I flew out to, I had to fly out to Bristol. When I first got hired by ESPN, I had to go up for, they call it rookie camp, when you first get out. And so I had meetings at whatever in the morning and had a connector where I got rerouted and ended up, I was in Cincinnati and the flights got canceled and got in the service line on whatever airline I was flying. And people just yelling at the agent. And I said, hey, can I get you a drink? Do you want a soda? Can I go have you eaten? Can I get you a sandwich? And that person routed me to Columbus that night and got me on a flight in the morning. And I got there, relatively on time for my meeting, not really. But just realize those are the people who control your life right now.
Right.
Like,
sometimes
stop
they just
beating
need
them up.
one person
That's
to be
right.
nice to them.
Yeah. No, hey, can I get you soda? Do you want a beer? Like,
Can we just
Yeah,
answer the phone
you
and
wanna-
run to the bathroom?
you want to hit on this pipe? What can I do for you? But just to make someone smile in the midst of that crap that they're going through, because it's not their fault. It's like when when our technology goes down, we're on the front line, and it's not our fault, but we're dealing with all the mess, right? And it's I don't know, man. I felt bad for those Southwest people this week because it wasn't their fault, and it was a holiday time, right? They're all working the holidays, and those people on the front line were just getting punished. Well, anyway. Hondo says, Jeff, when Lobo basketball is this good, the thing I'm hearing most from fans is it would be nice to be able to discuss games on a post-game call-in show with Stugundo, like the old days. Stugundo. Who's that? Stigatron. Well, I know what it means, but he wants you to come in and do the post-game show. We do one tomorrow night out.
Doesn't want me. They want Stig,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is fine.
All right.
But you can't pay Stig enough to do that anymore.
No, that's right. That's right. Now Stig makes the big money.
Right, we can't afford that.
I know we can't afford Stig anymore. I know he's making the big money. Jeremy said,
You get what you pay for, and you got me and you saw that.
That's crap. You were really good. I just don't think they wanted to pay you anymore.
I got
You're
the
making too much damn money.
Paul Weir era.
Yeah. That's what happened. Jeremy says, Steph Cat sounding good, Jeff. Since we're venting, how about the burger place? What? They have a big sign, Signature. That's 3 Stigs here in a row. Signature sandwich, regular $5.49 on sale, 2 for $7. What they don't tell you is 2 years ago, $3.50 was the regular price. After the sale, it won't go back to $5.49. The new everyday price will be $5.79. I don't know what to tell you, Jeremy, man. Prices have gone up. Like, I honestly don't even know what to spend. All right, Lobo Hobo says, dirty money, Jeff. I'm still trying to figure out how Jalen House can slam the ball, then go skipping down the field, crying and not get teed. How Forceling can elbow someone, knocking them out of the game, and it's not even a common foul. The refs knew who the 22nd ranked team in the country was that wasn't supposed to lose, Lobo Hobo. Lobo Hobo saying Wyoming got hosed. Yeah, that the Lobos got all the
Because
calls.
there's still such thing as incidental contact.
The Forceling thing wasn't a
was.
foul. Yeah, an elbow's got it hit a guy in the back of the head during a play. No,
And
it's a contact
the
sport.
referees, if you saw, they gave Jalen House a big break right there, as they did to Jeff Linder at the very end of the game, not teeing him up when he blew his gasket, that there wasn't a foul called at the very end.
There was. I mean, there was the Donovan Dent foul. Do we agree on that?
With the way the game was called the entire night, yes.
Lobos got away with that one. Morso Desi's second foul was phantom.
Yeah.
Took him out of the whole first half of the game, changed that whole game completely. There were calls went both ways, man. Are we really playing the referee game? I mean, that's really what we're doing here? All right, we'll wrap it up when we get back. Steph needs to go watch the Rose Bowl and the ReliaQuest Bowl and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl and the, what's the other one? Citrus Bowl, presented by Cheese. Oh, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. It's the opening drive on Cheez-It. On 95.9 at AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Yeah.
Young, here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudahl with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first.
Nice pass.
That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Barella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
A perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Buried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
Quick this shot. They got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition 3's up. And it's in at the buzzer by Ian Hoinsberg. Picture perfect execution. Ball it hit the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Sartans are on the break. Calb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Calb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Calb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually have. Oh, great.
H.A. Rivera.
I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that has turned up. They force another turnover. Calb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Calb puts it down. Brian Calb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420.
Says Happy New Year, go Lobos. P.S. Steph has a cute laugh. Question mark, question mark. Mike, I don't know. Are you asking me? Go ahead. Open the mic and laugh. You don't have to close your mic. I see you laughing back there. Now,
it makes me self-conscious.
You do have a great laugh. Texas Tech fans threw hundreds of tortillas on the playing field. Was that racist? I don't know what happened. I don't know in what context they threw it. I don't know. Was it?
I did not see that story.
I did not either. So I don't have a comment. I know BYU fans threw their seat cushions up in the air when they won the game. Is there something wrong with that? Just asking. They don't like butts. No, wait, that's not right. I don't know what to tell you. Terry, Happy New Year. How you living?
Happy New Year to all you all.
it's always nice to hear Steph, the Mariano Rivera of producers,
No doubt.
comes in and shuts everything down. She's awesome and all that. And Jeff, you and JJ also. My little story, I used to occasionally, before all this Southwest fiasco, I would go up to the lost luggage people and just say hello and have a good day, because that's one of the jobs where, all you do is get complaints, So they would sometimes get a chuckle out of that, thank you. And I say, yeah, I know. It's not a good situation to hear. I don't know if you guys saw, it seemed like Cower and Burleson got in it over the car situation, where Cower thought the Raiders did Carr wrong, and Burleson was more like, well, even if you're making a fortune, show up and be part of your team. So, that's something where people will take either side. But things happen. It is a business, and things go on. You mentioned that Lobo getting 2 fouls early. Again, I'm an advocate for 6 fouls in college. It seems to have, going nowhere, but I still think it would make life easier, because there are a lot of phantom calls, and so things like that happen. Clark Kellogg was getting some heat for he did the KU game, and I was like, they thought he was favoring Oklahoma State, but I was like,
I didn't do it. Where'd he go?
The
All right, he gone.
referees got him.
The referees went and clipped him?
Yeah, there was the play at the end of the Kansas-Oklahoma State game. Same thing. Kansas made a block, big play, no call, and then Clark Kellogg on the broadcast like, Oklahoma State should be at the line. And, of course, you have Jayhawks fans watching.
Was he right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was right.
He was.
I mean, all right, then. Dennis, good morning. Hello, Dennis.
Hey, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey, I caught a little bit of low fever this weekend, and I need to know from you if you think I've done something stupid or not.
No. Why?
Today is my anniversary. Ooh. I'm going away for 4 days, and in the spirit of us going away together, I actually booked trips and got tickets to Viejas, Logan, and Reno, all just for me.
So what are you asking me, man? I'm divorced. So ask the married guy.
Am I going to be in hot water?
Ask the married guy.
So you're doing a
anniversary trip.
Yes.
This week. So you're.
Yeah, and I'll take her along on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So try to play it off and be like, so for your anniversary, I bought you a day by yourself, and I'll go do this.
So good.
Yeah, I'm giving you a break from me.
Yeah, but with that, I can't even imagine the spa day that's going to cost me.
Well, that's all right. I mean,
you're going to have to do a lot of work these next few days.
Look, you pulled off tickets for Viejas, for Logan, so you got a couple bucks to spend. I mean, if it's going to cost you a spa day and you're taking her on the trip, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're good. As long as you're taking her on the anniversary trip. It's not like you did it instead of, right?
Oh, no. This is in addition to.
Okay. I think he's fine, don't you? Where are you going on the anniversary trip? What are you doing for the anniversary trip?
This amazing Airbnb north of Las Vegas, in-state here.
Yeah.
That Sleeps 14.
Wow.
They try to use it as it's a 300-acre ranch. They try to use it as like a wedding place to do weddings. But it's going to be just she and I, and kind of like a Shining scenario.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
And then she's going to need time away from you while you go on your little hoops tour. Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Yeah, my only worry is if we pull in and there's any little kids on tricycles, man.
Then you get the hell out. 100%.
Twins,
yes.
You're out of there.
I think you pulled this off perfectly. In fact, if it wasn't, if you were just doing the hoops trip without taking her on that, then you might have some issues. But no, I mean, she sounds like an amazing woman. You're a lucky guy, and she needs time away from you.
Yeah, and I guess my last question would be, when do I tell her about the hoops trip?
Right when you're leaving.
At the end of this week.
Yeah, so you're going to go to Viejas and Logan, huh? Those are two.
Yeah, and Reno.
Those are great atmospheres. All right, have fun. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
And gals.
Later. I think a good move on his part. I don't think he can get away with it if he wouldn't have the anniversary trip.
Yeah.
Right? The anniversary helps him.
Yeah.
Spend the next couple days of really building that bank.
100%.
Because you're going to have to take out some
flowers, candy.
Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards. After that, 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and then you get Monday Night Football, Bengals and Bills. Want to return, do more award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m.?
Do it.
Steph, Happy New Year. Thanks for answering the bell today.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Always great having you here. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know.
We'll
I'll
wait
see
to
you at
hear.
some point. Be good to each other, please. Oh, big day for you?
Huge day.
A lot of football today.
Football is football.
Football is football. Thank you, Mike Bobo. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.